Hey, this is James Mitchell from Team Metal Dad. Back talking to you again. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm hanging in there. I want to thank everybody that's supported us with their donations, purchases of our shirts and bandanas because we really appreciate it, and so does Ronald McDonald House. Also want to say that this is really getting out there and touching some people on awareness for childhood cancer, prostate cancer, metastatic bone cancer, and it's come to light. I hadn't thought of it, but metastatic breast cancer as well, because nurses are asking about that. Everybody in life has been touched by this, whether a friend or a family member. So it's not something that discriminates, like I said before. It doesn't care about your socio-economic anything. It treats everybody the same. We'd like to see, a lot more people, of course, supporting our cause. We need your help through word of mouth, Facebook, share on Facebook, whatever it takes. Let's get that going. And also, we've been in the works. We have some radio spots, television spots that we're working on, and we're hoping that's going to get the message out to people even more. Right now, I'm going to answer a few questions from my son Jacob, who's the real spearhead of this thing. He does most of the technical stuff, and hopefully, whatever message I get. Oh, by the way, I went to the Ronald McDonald House today, and I've talked to everybody. I'm going to be putting a couple days a week in there as a volunteer, helping as best I can to push this thing along. But right now, I just want to answer a few questions from Jacob. So you're up, buddy.
So far, we've reached out to probably, had about 20 to 25 people purchase and donate and help. And our ultimate goal is not to reach just 10, 20, 30, but to reach hundreds, if not thousands. And hopefully with this TV spot, radio interview, in collaboration with Jay Toller from the Ronald McDonald House, as well as anyone else who wants to support us and share the word of mouth. If you had a chance to speak with somebody to help support us, even financially or through their popularity or stardom, what would you ask them to do in helping us?
Oh, what would I ask them to do in helping us? Okay. Well, if you got somebody out there that's popular, possibly a musician, something, whatever it might be, if they could support us in some way by, maybe when they play out, tell people about it, try to get some donations for that, or even possibly wear the shirts. That'd be great. If they've got a talent, they're not afflicted by anything, they're blessed, and we could use their help. As a matter of fact, locally, we know quite a few musicians, and one of our ultimate goals is to get to the point where we can have like a fundraiser, out here in maybe the amphitheater or something, where people can come and listen to music, and their only admission would be whatever they want to put in a bucket or whatever. We want to get the message out. We want people to be aware, and the more the merrier, because it can sneak up on you. Trust me, I know, and you don't want that to happen. Preventive medicine is good medicine. Some people don't believe that, but make sure you ask the right questions when you go to the doctor. Did I get the correct blood test? Did you check everything? Because I was going to the doctors all the time. They could have run one simple blood test and I'd have known. But, you don't blame anybody. It is what it is. But, we really would like to reach more people. And like Jacob said, hopefully these TV and radio spots, and maybe might even get a little newspaper coverage. We want to get the message out to more people. But word of mouth's a great thing. If you got a friend who say, hey, I saw this Maybe you don't want the metal shirts. Metal doesn't. I mean, yes, it's Team Metal, Dad, but that's because I like heavy metal. But it doesn't matter what genre of music you're into. It's all about the cancer. It's all about the Ronald McDonald House. They provide shelter and food and everything for these people while they're there getting their treatment. Some of these people have to drive hundreds of miles to get here, and it wouldn't be possible for them to go back and forth every day. So that's why the Ronald McDonald House is what we've selected to have our monies go to. As we've said before, we don't make a cent. We're not trying to make a cent. We're not trying to get famous. We're just trying to do something right. Doing the right thing today is even more important than it ever has been, because it's not getting done. So, what's your next question?
People seem to primarily only want to purchase a shirt, and it seems like, I mean, I guess kind of the way you look seems to be one of the major issues in this world, with the amount of people that use Snapchat and Instagram and are kind of vain in the way they feel. And when you have cancer, you don't have the opportunity to feel vain, because you lose hair in places that you were once proud of, on top of your head, on your chest, on just anywhere on your body. And that's why I chose to do it with you, to shave my head and show solidarity. But for people who are afraid to step out of that vanity box and become a little less selfish, for people who are afraid to wear the bandana, or maybe, like you said, we don't care how you support. You can make a donation. You can purchase the gear and get it out there. Purchasing the gear and getting it out there kind of helps us to put a face with it, like seeing the X symbol on Xfinity, it has to do with Comcast. Seeing a Nike symbol on a shoe, it has to do with Nike. And we want the cancer ribbon with the metal hands at the bottom to be synonymous with Team Metal Dad. So for people who are afraid to make a change in their life, you've had to make a change in your life. Shave your head, go to cancer treatment, not want to get out of bed for days. What do you say to people that are afraid to step out of the vanity box and be selfless?
Well, I would hope that, in some way in their life they've been touched by some type of cancer through family or friends, as I've said before. And to go to the cancer center and see these little kids who haven't even had a shot at life. I mean, I look at them and I'm like, man, I've screwed up. I've done great things. And it's not fair these kids are, sick like this. I mean, I've had my time. They haven't had anything. So I always feel like somebody's worse off than I am. But as far as stepping out of your vanity box, look, if you don't want to shave your head, I don't have that much hair. It's falling out, Since radiation, all my chest hair is gone. It's like, it happens. But if you don't want to shave your head, you can still wear the bandana. I mean, back in the hippie times, everybody, girls wore bandanas, guys wore bandanas. Didn't mean you were a biker. It just meant it was cool or whatever. So, you can still have your hair and wear the bandana or the shirt. But like we said, hopefully nobody's, offended by it. But if they are, well, I'm sorry. Because this is for a good cause. It's not about anything else. And
the last question is, this is to get people to open up and talk about their cancer, or people in their family who have gone through cancer. You can't go through life worrying about what other people think. You can't go through life worrying about if you're gonna, if your story might upset somebody or bring somebody down. One of the biggest problems I've had is keeping things bottled up and becoming bitter. And sometimes people go through cancer in their life, or their family goes through cancer, and they don't want to verbalize it because one man's cross is not necessarily bigger than the next man or woman. What do you say to people on the last question that are afraid to speak about the experiences they have. Why should they?
They should speak about it, because when you verbalize it, it helps. If you internalize it, it can eat you alive. You know, internalization leads to more and more depression, bitterness, hate, whatever you want to call it. I try to keep positive about stuff. I look forward to every day. I don't want to sit around and mope. You know, I figure, you know, if I feel bad, I can do it here. I can do it doing something right. Everybody's not that way. But, yeah, talk to somebody. Talk to anybody. Hell, just talk out loud at the house if there's nobody around, and say, you know, this is the way I feel about this. Get it out. Because it's like, you know, cancer is bad enough. Don't let it conquer you. Be yourself. Get pissed off. Whatever it takes. Yell, scream, cuss a little while, get it out of your system. But don't keep it bottled up, because it doesn't help. You know, I'm sure you'll find somebody to talk to that can relate. I mean, but when you have cancer, it can either define your life, or you can go ahead and live.
No.
So I hope that those people out there that don't want to talk to somebody, I hope maybe this changes their mind. Since we started this, I've had some people come to me and tell me things that hadn't ever told me before. And hopefully that happens. And this is an open forum, and if you got a question or you want to talk about something, hey, here it is. You know, you don't have to look at anybody to say it. You can just do it.
Now, like I said, comment down below. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer them in the next video. But until next time.
Keep it metal.